So I think it's kind of funny because I haven't really been that inspired lately to go make videos. Even that iPhone video was kind of like somewhat forced. Kind of got reinvigorated when I looked online and I saw at the local X site here in Kuwait, they had a deal for a Sony camera. And it was a camera that I had my eye on, but because of the price, it didn't really make sense because I already have the A7S III. But they did have the Sony ZVE1 on sale, and it was about $700 off. So I say, you know what? This is as good a time as any to pick up a new camera. And I have a vacation in almost 2 months from now. So I definitely want to have a lighter camera. So I'm excited to check it out. So this is what I got. Whoa, receipt. I'm not gonna do an unboxing of this camera, but I am gonna test it out, kind of see what the features look like. Just see how it is to carry it around, see if it's that extra, I think it's like 200 grams or so. It's like almost a half a pound difference between the A7S III and this camera right here. But the specs internally are pretty much the same. It's just a different type of body, less buttons. I know that's gonna probably be a curve, a learning curve. It's gonna be a learning curve for me, so we'll see how that goes. The touchscreen interface is supposed to be really good, but I'm tired of talking about it, so I'm just gonna get on there and play with it. Okay, so one of the most interesting features to me was the auto framing. So I wanted to kind of test it out and see, if it was usable, because hopefully the audio is coming out good because I'm a little bit further away. But as a person who makes videos about myself 99% of the time, I wanted to see if I can get some different types of movement in some of my shots. If I turned on like the opening sequence when I walked through the hall, maybe I could have got some movement there. So I wanted to see like how would the auto framing work, especially if it wasn't necessarily facing me all the time. So I was just curious. So what do you guys think of the auto framing feature? Okay, so I switched to more of a studio shot with the auto frame feature on, and I believe it should be able to track other things, besides people, but I'm not sure. So let's test it out real quick. I'm gonna put this mouse up. That's too close to my face. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Look at, oh, where you going? Follow it! Follow it! Just my quick look at it. It's a fun feature. I don't think it's super professional, but for like a content creator, I think it's definitely gonna be a useful, fun creation tool that you can use, and it's built in the camera. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. The nice thing about this camera, it has this little zoom rocker on the front that allows you to do a slow zoom in, even with your prime lenses. So in this shot here, I'm just kind of messing around with that, going back and forth. I got the 20mm f1.8 with a Black Pro Mist filter and ND filter on. Just kind of messing with the zoom, playing around, having fun. Okay, I didn't necessarily get this camera for vlogging, but since it's such a lightweight, small camera, and I got the 20mm 1.8 on there, and it's a pretty light lens, this setup is ideal for vlogging. Some people might want to use it for that, and I may use it for that. But some of the things I want to look out for when I do this test is audio and stabilization, and then just how it just feels. So let's check out some stabilization. How's it looking? I'm doing a mix between controlled walking and just walking normal. From the screen, it looks good. Okay, here's the normal active stabilization. Definitely, I can feel my jerking in my body, and I can kind of tell. It definitely is not as good as dynamic stabilization. Okay, here's walking in the selfie mode. I got this little selfie stick thing on. It's not that long, but dynamic. dynamic. Okay, just walking normal now. Not trying to take no attention to keeping it stable. How's this? Okay, now I got on regular active stabilization and I'm holding it by the camera this time, see if it makes a difference. This is probably somewhat normal scenario because you also got a wider angle when it's just active. Once you switch it to dynamic, it's gonna crop in a lot. So this may be more useful depending on what type of lens you got. If you have a much wider lens like the 14 mil or 16-35 or something like that, then a dynamic might be ideal. You get the best of the best. Woo. I'm purposely walking by some loud units so I can see if my voice is carrying over. How is it? Just realized I forgot the little wind screen for this, so the audio might have came out pretty bad. But let's go back to the studio and I'll tell you what I think. Final thoughts on my first impressions of this camera. It's my Sony a7S III in a smaller body. It's very useful when you have something lightweight. You're more likely to carry it with you. And if you're more likely to carry it with you, you're more likely to use it. It's definitely levels above your phones, even though phones are amazing. And I still think that iPhone 15 camera is like one of the best cameras that I've seen in a long time. But it's something about having the huge sensor that these cameras have and the feel of using the camera, just it can't be duplicated with the phone at this point, at least for me. So I think if you have a lightweight camera like this, you're more likely to use it. So for the people I think they're aiming for, I think they achieved everything that they needed to achieve for that, which is for people who want to travel and do video, content creators who make social media videos and content, vloggers, you know, those type of people want a lightweight camera with higher video specs and some cool little features like the auto framing modes and stuff like that. So it's definitely caters to the right audience and it definitely caters to me. I can't wait to take this out and use this on a vacation and try to see what kind of footage I can get with this, because like I said, unlike the a7S III, which is a great camera, my favorite camera, this is very lightweight, so I can see myself taking this out in more scenarios where I would have probably just left my camera in the hotel room. So I said all that to say I like it. Anyways, hopefully I do some more content for you. If you guys like this video that I did today, make sure you subscribe and then, you know, you hit the like button if you like it. So otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.